Okay, so we're live here. So I'm going to share my screen so everybody can see today's meeting agenda and stuff. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes, yes, I can.
That's 31. This is hot in here. And see what we're missing for. Sorry, for the MVP to be finalized. After that, we will talk. We have some updates because we're on the verge of turning the last stories for the MVP. Talk a little bit about budget for the production environment to see how we are and things like that. Lara, one of our developers, is also a designer, and she asked. I think we talked about this last meeting. She wanted to do some little changes on our design and some big changes on our design that we currently have, and she came up with some screens. Be able to visit afterwards. I also send them to you and I'll link to you before the meeting. We will talk a little bit about that, and then if you have any question, we have some questions for you that are not here but are especially related with more the budget and the new page design. And also, if you have any question for us, that's it. And we'll talk a little bit about the stories that we have on flight and that we believe and the next sprint, and also talk about the next meeting. Okay, so let's start by the beginning. I think we don't have anything to demo this sprint, right, Patrick?
Actually, we do. We have one feature to demo.
Okay,
which is the second bullet there.
I'll more or less. Oh, okay, yeah, we do. So we did some changes on our in some tests. That's like the third bullet there. We added them to see if we could get our feedback loop more quick. The tests run faster. Our first one is just we had some problems with the environment, so it's more related thing. And now it is possible for a company person to ask a job developer, send him the resume or the application of a specific job seeker that he found out. So that's something that we are going to demo to you now. And I'll turn it over to Patrick.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so let me start to share my screen. So I'm already presented. Okay, great, good. Never mind. No, hold on here. Hangout's a little slow for me right now. There we go. Now, can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So the backdrop to this story, Chet, is that if you remember, a company person can go in and look at a job, and on the job they can say, well, gee, let me see if there's any job seekers out there who match this job very well. And we show them a result screen that shows matching job seekers, but we don't show them a name unless that job seeker has already applied to that job, because you guys want to be in the middle of that discussion, at least initially. So that's what's happening. So that's the backdrop. In this browser right here, I'm logged in as a company person, Steve Jobs, who can see company jobs, etc. So that'll be the primary browser. And then over here, I'm logged in as Jane. She's a job developer, and she has some job seekers that she's the job developer for, these guys here. So to set this up, I'm logged in as a company person. I am going to look at one of the jobs that we have open. I have 10 applications for this particular job. It's Legacy Interactions Assistant. Again, these are just made up titles. It's not real. But anyway, I click on that and I can see the job and I can see the applications. You've seen this before, of course. And I can accept an application or reject. But I can also, because I'm the company person and I'm looking at one of my jobs, I can click on this link here called Match Job Seekers. By the way, you guys still hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I get a little concerned because sometimes Google Hangouts drops me, and then I'm continuing talking for a minute until somebody pings me and says, "Hey, you're not, you're not on anymore." So I'm going to click on this Match Job Seekers. I want to see what job seekers might be out there who might match this job. So I do that, and you saw this 2 weeks ago, Chet, this particular capability.
Yes.
But so I've got a couple of job seekers who have already applied to this job, these people here. And when I'm looking at this, I can actually contact the job developer for these people. And again, this was present, yes, last meeting 2 weeks ago, but I didn't show it to you. So I can just click on the job developer name, and this little email template pops up, which is going to be sent to the job developer's email address. It's going to be application to the job, and it'll give the job title here. And it says, this is in regards to the job application. The company is this, the title, and the applicant is this. And then presumably the company person would, type in a message here, like, call me, about this person, whatever. They'd send it off. So that's great. So that was available last week. The thing that's been added is if we have a job match and the person has not applied to the job, then what we will see is we'll see not available for the name. So you can't click on the job seeker's name and see their contact information because we want to go through the job developer. And if anybody who matches who's not available has a job developer, then the job developer's name will be here so that the company person could click on that name. And here, all we're going to do is we're just going to say, we're going to notify the job developer of your interest, your being the company person's interest in the job seeker. Go ahead or not, okay or cancel. That's basically it. And then when they do that, let's say they say yes. You guys still hear me okay?
Yes, I do. I mean, yes,
Okay.
I can. Yeah.
I'm being a little bit paranoid here. So let's say, yeah, please tell this job developer of my interest in this particular job seeker for this particular job. So I say, okay. And then what happens over here? Well, I'm logged in as the job developer for that person, for that job seeker. And for some reason, I'm getting duplicates here. I'll have to figure that out. But I get a notification. See if I can make that bigger. I get a notification in the lower left corner of my browser, company person Steve Jobs. That's me as the company person over here in this other browser. Has expressed interest in job seeker Fennell Barnhard. That's the actual name of this person who we can't see here as the company person who applied, who matches the job pretty well. For this job, Legacy Interactions Assistant. So each of these is a link that I can click on. I can go see the company person who expressed interest. I can see the applicant that the company person is interested in, although they don't know the name yet. And I can go to the job itself and see the job. So just like before, we pop up in real-time notification. This window stays alive as you click through all the links until you click it and dismiss it. So it doesn't go away until you're ready to make it go away. In addition, I believe, if I've got this set up correctly, and I may have a problem here with email. Oops. Yeah, bear with me here. Work. I have to set up the job that actually sends email. Let's see. I should have done this before the demo. Forgot to do it. Okay. So let's see if that comes through. Comes it over here? No, it did not. Oh. Okay. Supposed to have gone in there. So what happened here, Chet, is that in addition to that pop-up as the job developer, in addition to the pop-up notification, I also get an email, so I don't forget it if I didn't see the pop-up. And it has the same information: company person's name, job seeker's name, the title of the job that the company person has expressed interest in this applicant for.
And
So we lost him, huh?
yeah, yeah. It happens. Like I don't see a lot of people
Hmm?
problem, but for Patrick, like this is just talking and then whoop, just flies
drops.
away. Yeah.
Wow.
So let's wait a little bit for him to return.
Okay.
It's taking a little bit more time than usual for him to come back. And out. And I think we got Patrick back.
How long was I gone?
Some time now.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a little bit.
Did you see the email that the job developer receives?
Yes.
Yes, the pop-up,
Yeah,
the email and the pop-up.
You're good there. You're good there. So let me just show you one last thing,
Okay.
and then we'll call the demo done.
Sharing your screen. It's currently
Yep.
just our thing.
Yep.
There.
Trying to start it now. There we go. Can you see my screen now? Okay, so when this event happens, the company person expressed interest in this, we do the pop-up on the job developer's browser window. We send email to the job developer so they don't miss the message. It's in their email as well. We also add a task, and the task is added, let me show you, to the agency admin. Let me log out of here. I'm going to log back in as the agency administrator, which is,
For some reason I can't. Are you sharing your screen right now?
I thought I was.
I can see your screen.
I can't see it on my end for some reason.
Are you seeing someone's screen or not at all?
Seeing anything?
I'm just seeing a little, just the icon, of him just speaking pretty much.
Okay.
You just see me.
Yeah, it's just an icon. It has a blue person, and every time you talk, it.
Yep. No.
Yep.
Can you try to stop share again to see if it shows up?
Okay.
Okay. So you're out. You're not sharing anymore.
And I will start screen sharing now. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, I see it now.
Oh, you can see it. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, there's a lot happening with this one little thing. Let me just go over it one more time. Company person sees that there's a good match here. They don't see the name because the job applicant hasn't applied, so they want to contact the job developer. They click this. Let's say they say okay, so they do contact the job developer. At that point, first of all, we pop up a confirmation on the screen, which you see here, notified job developer. So the company person gets a warm and fuzzy feeling that his notification actually occurred. The notification to the job developer occurs on the screen, as we saw before, a pop-up on the screen with the pertinent information, the company person, the job, and the job applicant of interest. The job developer also gets an email with the same information, so they can't miss the message. And lastly, what I'm showing you here is that there's a task added for the agency administrator to confirm that somebody takes that task and does something to engage with the company person and maybe hook them up with the job seeker. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I've got a bunch of tasks here from testing. I'm logged in as the agency administrator right now. So if I go to the last page, I will, excuse me, too many. Go to the last page of my tasks. I see that I've got, can you guys see that okay? Make sure that I can.
Yes.
You can see
Yes.
that.
So the last task that came in is this one from today, 12/19. That happened at the same time the pop-up in the email happened. So this is a task to the agency administrator, company interested in job seeker. The user, which is the job seeker, is listed here, the title and the name of the company. So basically what's going to happen here is that the agency administrator is going to assign this task to somebody. The reason why we don't assign it automatically to the job developer, Chet, is that the job developer may have left the company, the agency, they may be on vacation, or otherwise not available. So the default person to assign this would be the job developer associated with the job seeker. And you can see that if you go to, say, look at the job seeker, you can see that the job developer is Jane Doe. So maybe that's the person you want to assign this task to. So when you click on the person little window there, you can see that I can see all of the job developers in the agency. There's Chet and there's Jane. If Jane is around, since she's the job developer for the job seeker, I'd assign it to her. If she's away on vacation or not available, I'll assign it to another job developer. So that's why we don't default to the job developer associated with the job seeker. So I'll just go ahead and assign that.
Okay.
Task assigned. And now if I'm logged in as the job developer, I would see another pop-up in my window saying you've had a task assigned to you. I go look at my tasks and I see, oh yeah, I got a pop-up and an email around that. Now I got a task. So I've got 3 different reminders coming at me to connect up that job seeker with that company. And that's it. So that's how that works. A lot of different things going on underneath the hood, but it's all around trying to hook up a company with a job seeker by using the job developer as the way to get there.
Yes.
Not bypassing the job developer. Yep.
That's great.
So I'm going to try to stop. Okay, great.
Okay,
That's it.
Patrick, for the demo. Okay, so let me see if I can share my screen. So we still have some things in flight currently, and some code changes that will create like the last story that we currently are still missing for our MVP, and that's the story of the where's that? It's here. So that's the story for the job view for job developers. So that the matching part already have the code. Just we're missing some tests and some reviews, and we should be good on that. We're also reviewing a bunch of code of other codes, some fixes and some other issues around. And let's see if we can finally get this product to a more production-like environment. And so basically that's it for our retrospective of the last sprint. And so now let's move to our next point. So some updates from our side and some questions as well. So as I said, we're on the verge to MVP, to our most valuable player. And so we can have our first iteration completed. And as I'm saying for some time now, we can change a little bit the way we work, where we have a bunch more of your input on what we need, what we should build next, and everything will be much more engaged in here. And that's almost there, and I think that's more or less how we're going to start next year. So that's going to be a good thing. Now the next, we have like two points. It's three of them there, but I'll join 2 and 3 together, and eventually I might like to start this off with the new design, instead of going first to talking about budgeting and stuff like that, and what will require in terms of let's call it assets to make the full application work. So in order to do that, I sent you a link to talk about that, Patrick, a little bit, or you want me to talk?
Yeah, I can talk to it.
Yeah.
Probably should share my screen again.
Share a screen, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just step back and let you do your magic there.
Okay. Hopefully I don't get dropped by Google Hangouts again. Chet, can you see my screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
All right.
So I think in an email that Hugh sent you this morning, you have a link to this wiki page, or this site here, where you can scroll down and see these pages at your leisure if you want to study them later. But I'll just go over them one by one. What we've done is, Laura, as Hugh had mentioned, is a web designer by trade, actually, but she's also learning web development. And so she's on the team doing 2 roles for us. She came up with just an initial stab at the first home screen, which is, and also the associated tasks, associated screens, which are about. There's an about link in our current menu that doesn't do anything. There's a contact link in our current menu that doesn't do anything as well. So she took a stab at that as a start to the UI review. She'll hopefully continue on UI redesign further, deeper into the application than just this. But we wanted to get a start at least on rationalizing some of the stuff we're looking at. So we'll walk through that. And when we do that, we'll have some questions or any comments you have. We'll take note of that, and we'll cycle them back to Laura for when she gets back from vacation. So anyway, what we're looking at here, this gray bar at the top is not part of the redesign. This is just something put together so that we can quickly go from page to page without scrolling down the wiki page. That's all. So this gray bar here is not part of the design. This part from the blue on down is. So the home page itself has been radically changed. First of all, she's got this image here in the background with a bunch of people with background lighting. She's also got this concept of a rotating set of messages. So when I'm looking at this, you know, I see this thing about what pets is. Maybe I'll have something in here about MetPlus. So right now she's just got 2 little messages in there that go back and forth. We could add 3 or 4 or 5 or 5th message, etc., on what MetPlus is, and any other thing you want in a nutshell to convey to somebody who ends up on this page for some reason. Overall, though, we've also got MetPlus in the top left corner, jobs, about, contact. We'll look at about and contact in a minute. So there's a few things about this. One is we have the rotating message up at the top. As we scroll below, this is still the same page. We've just blown it up so you can see it easy. So we have your logo here, and this is still the home page. Then we have Welcome to MetPlus, little blurb about what MetPlus is. And then we have these big icons with these big buttons: register as job seeker, register as an employer. The reason we did this is that if you remember, our current home screen, which was just a placeholder, has a ton of text that somebody has to read to finally get down to a little link that says register as job seeker, register as employer. These are big buttons. They're so-called call to action. You can see them easily. And a more typical size would be this. You know, this is what the page might look like. It's a little bit longer than maybe one page length. You might have to scroll down a bit. but you're going to see at least.
Oh, wow, we lost him again.
Yeah, we lost him again.
Well, the bigger buttons are. It's a great idea because sometimes a lot of text it may throw people off. So that way they can just
Mhm.
go straight to the site and see they can see where they need to go. They want to register. I kind of reviewed it when you sent it to me earlier, but I'm gonna look at it again and it actually looked pretty good.
That's what we like to hear. She presented it to us like last week. We talked a little bit about it. We made
Okay.
some little changes. Asked for some little changes on one place or another, but I think it's a very good start, and can make currently I think it's one of the major handicaps that we currently have in the app is the design itself. I think it's missing. It's a little bit rough at this point. It's just like, oh, we need a button there, just place a button there,
Okay.
instead of thinking how the user would see this page or something like that. So you drop on us, Patrick.
I did drop, so it looks like I'm back. I'm not screen sharing anymore, though, huh? Okay.
No, you're not.
Okay.
So I was talking. Chad just told me that he was able to review this before the meeting and he liked it. And I was telling him. Had Laura last week. Last week it was just basically this a little bit rough on the edges, and that's nice to have someone that stuff and can show us a better way. So okay.
So did you hear my comment about the upper left-hand corner MetPlus link to go back to home?
I kinda think so. Um, the drop, yeah. I think it said that we dropped the home button in.
Just add a MetPlus.
Oh,
Yeah.
it wasn't so much that, but right now it says MetPlus. And MetPlus is your organization. It's not the button for the home screen for the app. I think that should be PETS, pets.
Okay.
And in fact, we might be able to shrink your logo down where it might look okay there or not. But at the very least, we could do P period, E period, T period, S period. So anyway, just wanted to point that out.
That makes sense because this is the pet system, not the MetPlus system.
Exactly.
So
MetPlus is your organization.
Don't want to confuse the users. So,
Right.
Okay.
And the rotating message on the home screen, that's okay with you as well? And we can have different messages as you define them, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, and they don't have to rotate quickly. You know how annoying it is when they rotate quickly?
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yes, it is. I'm looking at it right now. Mm,
The majority of the things is like this is an idea that we're presenting you, and just we are going to walk it through a little bit quick, but not and try to explain you more or less what's behind each step that we're. And then you'll have some time to look it through and see. Okay, I don't think this makes sense on our website. This makes sense, or maybe we should have it in another way. So this is more here. Okay.
okay.
So Patrick, do you want to keep on going, or do you want me to scroll down and you just talk a little bit about it? I just like
Mhm.
to remind you that like it's 1:15, and I just have 15 minutes more. So
Okay.
and I'd like to just hop into the budget at least like 5 minutes. Okay.
Yep. So I'm having flaky problems with. So let's just have you scroll down then. So we can go to the third image. It should be the about us page. Okay. So the about us here, we have a little bit of a different view on that shadow, the image with the shadowy people, showing a little bit of action as you go from one page to another. It looks a little dynamic because it changes a bit, but it's still typical stock photos. Overall, we We again repeat these buttons: register as an employer, register as a job seeker on this page, because we think it's a good idea to do so. Because they may not click on the button on the home page until they look at About Us and have a little more information as to what they're trying to register with. We also have mission statement and vision statement. If those make sense to you, Chet, we'd look to you to give us a few sentences for each of those. You could probably pull them right out of your metplus.org site, to be honest. But if you want to take that, if you like this page, and take that as an action item for yourself, if you could, and get back to us at some point in the next few weeks, that'd be great.
Okay.
Let's see. So if you go down to the contact page, so here we have, a contact us form where somebody would enter information and click submit. We'd also do a so-called CAPTCHA, which is to confirm that it's an actual human being, so you don't get roboticized or robots come in and flood you with stuff that's nonsense. And we also have a map on the right-hand side. That's just meant to be a placeholder, but we'd like to show a map of your physical location. Assuming, do you work out of your home, Chet, or do you have an office that we could use as an address for MetPlus?
I'm working on my office right now, which is the apartment building, but yeah, I can give it to you.
Well, if you could give us a physical address and a telephone number, what we could do initially, just show a static map of where you're at, and then maybe shortly after that, allow somebody to click on the map and go to Google Maps and get directions or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, so if we could get telephone number, also email address. It's not showing an email address, but when you click the submit button, it actually will go to an email address. We'll probably send that to petsadmin@metplus.org, or would you want it to come to you directly? Something to think about.
Probably petsadmin.
Okay, that would be a good default one. All right, great. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. So anyway, that's all I've got to say on that page. If we go down to the next page, let's see. What was the logged in one? Yeah, so we can skip that, I think. So the only thing that's changed here that you can't see very well is that the admin menu and the menu to actually, if you scroll down further, Hugh, there might be a better version of this we can look at.
The administration pages here. Okay.
Yeah, how about the admin pages? So you can see we've made the admin page and the page to click on My Profile or Log Out. We've made them pull-down menus here. The admin menu always was a pull-down, but we're going to make that change so you don't have to click on your name and then go do some stuff. And then if you scroll down further, so the administrative pages, you're not familiar with this yet because you haven't been able to play with it, but the admin pages, if you clicked on the admin, you'd hit something like agency and partner companies, and you'd have a page that you'd have to scroll down 3 full pages to see everything on. What we're going to be doing is, for the different sections the administrator works with, we're going to have buttons. So you can see the button there that says job specialties and job skills. You'll click from job specialty and you click on job skill, you go to a page that's immediately below this. And so basically you'll be looking at one section at a time, and the content will only fill one page. It won't require you to scroll down to see everything that you have to do as an admin in each of these particular areas. So that's just a design thing that we're going to undertake, and we think it's a good idea. So that's basically it. So that's overall, that's where we're going with the UI design. This conceptual, it's close to what we've already built, but it's much more graphical, less text heavy at the beginning as we pull people in, and we don't want to get them turned off because they have to read a small book in order to figure out what's going on. And we'll also start cleaning up other aspects of the UI, like the pull-down menu at the top, the pull-down options at the top menu, etc., as we go on, as we further this design into the application. So that's what we've been up to, and hopefully this works for you. You'll see more of this as we continue with the UI redesign.
Okay.
So I guess as far as action item for you, Chet, if you could, is we need a mission statement and a vision statement, or you can tell us you just want a mission statement, not a vision statement, or whatever. But right now we've got placeholders for both. And if we could get a contact telephone number, we'll go with Pet's admin as the email address and a physical address. So again, mission statement, vision statement, telephone number, and physical address. And then we're good to go. We could flesh out the real UI redesign.
All right.
All right, good. So that's all I've got, Chet, for that. We can turn it over to you if you want to talk budget. If there's nothing else on the UI at this time.
Is there any question? Do you have anything that you'd like to add, Chad?
No, not at this moment. But this looks real good, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can say this design is pretty nice. It kind of pops, you know. So I can say that.
The idea is to more intuitive, and some of the things, some of the changes, like the buttons that are here, button, the idea of these buttons that are more visible here is something that we'll try to on the page. And instead of having, because currently we have a lot of links that are just text, pop up, like when you want to search or want to match someone with a job or something like that. We are missing a little bit of love on those pages, and this is going to be more or less our backbone one with the design from here. So if you have any question, if you have anything that you'd like to add or want us to remove, just email or just let's talk in the next meeting. Okay, cool. As I said before, currently we are working on a very precarious situation. Where we have like backups, we don't have a bunch of things. We are working, for example, one of the application, the front end part of the application, it's running in a service called Heroku that only allows us to have the page working 19 hours a day and things like that. So, and we need to move this into somewhere where we can have more stability and make sure that everything is working every time, all the time, and stuff like that. So the application itself is currently the web page is has two major components. That is one part that is the website, and one part that is website and the Cruncher itself, and that live in separate spaces. And then we also have some other things that we need to think about, like accounts, the Mailgun account, and everything. The idea is we are trying to minimize as much as possible the budget that will be needed to support all this application. But we like to understand more or less if you have an idea on the budget that you are willing to spend or to make the website run like monthly, so we can have more or less an idea on what kind of resources can we piggyback on, what kind of things that we currently have, because we have things from we have budget. We can get a budget of like, I don't know, $50 a month. With a lot of work for maintenance, or around 150. That would include at all. So we need to understand more or less what you needed budgeting for this application when it's running like full sale.
You said full sale. Well, I would say first, I guess email me exactly what's needed or different packages. and just put on the side of each one, like what's the minimum, what's the best, the most feasible one to make this software run smoothly, and then we'll just choose from there. Basically.
Okay. So the major thing is currently, so Agile Ventures as one partner now. There is a website that allows you service that allows us to to basically have websites running, and they do have their own budgeting part and everything. The major issue that we currently are facing is something that I've been trying to crunch some numbers here and there and see what the difference is, and really need, and to see the major drain for the money at this point. It's going to be the database. The database will require space, and so if we have, let's imagine, 1,000 on our cruncher with around 2 megabytes each, we are talking about a huge amount of memory that we need to of disk space that we need. So that's going to where the money is going to be higher. For us, it would help us to understand what. So do you have anyone on MetPlus that can do, I don't know, some maintenance tasks, make sure that everything is running smoothly and stuff like that, or you don't have anyone like that?
As far as no, not with the software. No,
Okay.
I don't, not this time.
For example, one that like the cheapest that I could find was something like in Amazon on AWS. The problem with the Amazon AWS is that it requires much more maintenance. If you need to change something in the code, it takes more time. It needs much more manual. And if the servers are not running, it needs some manual intervention and things like that. But at the same time, we need to make sure that everything runs smoothly there. So, so you didn't have any idea on we're thinking on spending to make the application run? Because if you tell me, oh, I have like $5,000 to spend a month on this application, that's one thing. But if you tell me my budget is like $50 tops $100, then we need to think on alternatives, because some of the things we might be running in free services because we much of a requirement at this point, and could be very low the budget, and could increase with time. So it's not something that I'm not going to tell you like, oh, you from starting today you need to start spending like $200 to a month to. It should be a small amount in the beginning, and then with time it might increase depending on the amount of people we have on the platform.
Okay. Yeah, I would say first, send me what's good and what's bad as far as like what would help out, things of that nature, and then we'll choose from there. I really didn't have a budget on that because pretty much I'm playing by ear what you guys tell me, what's useful and what's helpful. So, yeah.
Okay, so I think we will try to sit down and talk a little bit about this and the options that we have, and see if there's anything. Try to give you the pros and the cons of the multiple solutions that are in the market. After that, we can talk. Okay. So, you want to say something?
Yeah, let me just on the budget thing, Chet. So just be clear on that. We're not asking you to commit to anything at this point, nor right after you start using it. As Hugh has said before, we want to keep you on the set of free services we have for at least 2 months as you
Okay.
start using it, and take it through shakedown and working with us to make it more useful for you. At the end of that, if you determine that, well, gee, I kind of missed the mark, this is not really going to be all that useful for me in running my agency, then that's okay. We won't be crestfallen. We all had fun and learned a lot building this, both in terms of the software plus working with you on how an agency works. That's all right. You don't have to feel guilty about that. But hopefully this is going to be really useful to you, and you're going to see benefit from it. It'll be worth an investment.
Yes.
But just want to be clear on that. Don't feel you have to use this because we've built it, not at all.
No, I love this. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is came a long way. This is beautiful. You guys have taught me a lot. I'm learning a lot, and I really think this can go far. So you invested time in this as well. Time and energy. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we did. But again, if you find that, I think the key thing is you're going to find that it's missing a lot of things, or we got some things wrong, and that's why we want to get it in your hands as soon as possible so we can start filtering those things out and fixing them. So
yeah, and I just need to see. Also, would help me if I can see your current. What was that page you showed me of things that was completed, what needed to be completed? I remember we had a meeting, and you was like, "Okay, this is what we got done. This is what we're working on." So as long as I see another one of those right here, this page right here, is this what it is? Yep. And then I think we'll be all right. Kind of.
Yeah, I think the major thing is that we'll see how this work out. For example, let's imagine one of the things that we currently have on the website is the notifications, the little notifications. Up like after 2 months of using the application, you can say to like, I don't want this anymore. This is not bringing any value to the application. When we just cut it out, because that's an expense that we will have to incur, because the service is not free. But currently we might be leveraging like the free service that they have that might use in the first couple of months. And when it starts the moment that we start needing to pay for it, we can talk about it and say, is this really useful? Is this not really useful? Or it is useful, but it's too expensive. We can just cut it out and try to come up with another solution for it. So this is going to be like an iterative process, and we'll see, okay, we're spending too much in here. Maybe we should cut down. Maybe we should put that up, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yep.
So and about this page, we'll next year, when we have the MVP on your hands, you'll have full control and you'll have full power, saying like, okay, I want you guys to pick this up first. I want you guys to tackle that next. And then in that way, it'll be much easier for us to also organize our work, because this is for you, it's not for us. So you are the one that know what it's more important here.
Okay.
So just to, we're a little bit off schedule already. Just to finish this up, I, instead of 2 weeks, a 3-week period till the 9th of February, because the next meeting, if it was just 2 weeks, it would fall on the 2nd of January. With holidays, with Christmas and New Year and everything, it's going to be harder for us to work as a team as well. So if we could just push 1 week forward, it would be awesome. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that makes sense. That's great.
Okay, so
vacation.
Questions? Anything else?
No, Patrick, if you can send me what you need me, whatever you need me to send you, as far as, I think you said phone number, mission and vision, and some other things you wanted to send me.
Okay, we'll do. Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Certainly.
Okay. So I'll see you guys after the New Year. So have a nice Christmas and a good New Year.
Oh yeah, you have a good, nice Christmas and Happy New Year, and y'all stay safe. And hey, God bless y'all. I appreciate y'all. I really do. So,
All right, great. Sounds good, Chet.
all right.
You too.
Thank you.
Good holiday.
All right,
Happy holidays.
Happy holiday. All right. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye now.